Hello Wrestling Wizards viewers, this is another video brought to you by moi, Justin, that is, of the Wrestling Wizards. Before I start this video, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, whatever you want to do. Now this video today is not going to be talking about current wrestling, really. Well, no, not current wrestling at all. You see, today's video is going to be my top 10 worst Intercontinental champions of all time. Now, when you think of Intercontinental Champion, it used to mean something. It used to mean that championship that brought you to the main event level. It used to have prestige. At one time, the Intercontinental Championship was more prestigious than the WWE Championship. When those times? Maybe when Bret Hart was champion while Ric Flair was running around with the belt. When Shawn Michaels was champion and Yokozuna was champion. Time was like those. Now, there have been many great Intercontinental champions, if you think about it. I mean, you got Triple H, you got the Honky Tonk Man, you got Macho Man, oh yeah! You got Mr. Perfect, my favorite wrestler of all time. You got Chris Benoit, you got Chris Jericho, you got Rey Mysterio, you got Stone Cold, you got The Rock, you got the Canes, and the Eddie Guerrero, and just all the Edge, and Christian, and not Goldust. But you got all those great champions. You got Test. Now, I'm not going to read every Intercontinental champion there has been, but most recently, the best Intercontinental champion was Cody Rhodes. Held that title, gave it prestige again. Defended at a lot of pay-per-views in his reign, more than Ezekiel Jackson did in his 2 months. But forget that. Let's just start out with my top 10 worst Intercontinental champions. Starting with number 10, Albert. Albert won the title in the summer of 2001 during the Big Invasion storyline. Albert, definition of transitional champion. I bet half people are going to be like, when did Albert win the Intercontinental title? Well, it was during that time of 2001, that dark Invasion storyline that everyone overpraises and overrates, even though their best guy in it was DDP in the Alliance, who was not a current WWF superstar. But yeah, Albert, he held the title I think for like 3 or 4 weeks, not even. He won it on a Raw, I think, and then lost it, or Raw in June, and then lost it in a Raw in July. That's how forgettable his Intercontinental title reign was. He lost to Lance Storm. Horrible title reign. That's all I gotta say. My number 9. I think my number 9 worst Intercontinental champion would have to be. I'm not reading. I'm going off the list of Wikipedia. I know. Don't trust Wikipedia. It's not always right. Well, I'm going with it. I'm going down the list. I'm looking at all the great names that have held this belt, and I'm thinking, who's the worst? Or who belongs to Albert? I knew by heart. Albert sucked. Albert was a terrible champion. Number 9. I'm gonna take a cheap shot here. Santino. And this is when Santino was actually watchable. Not today when he had the Cobra. No, I'm talking about the Santino that was a heel, but he cut funny promos, Glamorella, and when he was beating up Ron Simmons or Maria, all that stuff. But yeah, he was just horrible. He beat Umaga, who was a fantastic wrestler. He beat Umaga. That shows you, like, I know he's just a fan of I don't even know. Santino is number 9. I can't even talk about it. It's so bad. Number 8. I'm not gonna fine. Number 8 would have to be. Number 8 would have to be Rikishi. Rikishi held the title for, count it, 14 days. 14 days this man held the belt. Oh my god, why? He held it in the summer of 2000, I want to say. Lost it to Val Venus. Horrible champion. Yeah, I'm just not a fan of him. I like him. Not as champion, though. I mean, maybe if they gave him like a tag team belt. That he was a tag team wrestler. We all know Rikishi was a tag team wrestler. Yeah, His only WrestleMania matches were in tag team matches. That shows you something. Number 7, which is 4 and 3. Number 7, worst Intercontinental Champion. Okay, I know I listed him as great, but now reading how long he actually had the belt, rest in peace, Test was a horrible Intercontinental Champion. I know people might be like, how can you say that? He's a great wrestler. Yeah, he's a horrible Intercontinental Champion. For people who are going to be all bitchy, moany, screw you. I actually don't care. That's for you. Test held that belt for a total of 13 days, ladies and gentlemen. 13 days. That's less than 2 weeks. That's worse than Rikishi's reign. If that's possible. He did worse than Rikishi as Intercontinental Champion. Now, obviously, I know wrestling's fake. I know he's a transitional champion. But, seriously, they could have given him a lot more than 13 days. Like, it's just pointless. Little side note, there have been 69 Intercontinental Champions in the history of the WWE. Giggity. Alright. Number 6, worst Intercontinental Champion. Well, number 6 and number 5 are going to be a lot similar. Number 6, 6. Ahmed Johnson. Horrible. Just horrible. Ahmed Johnson, why did he even hold this belt? Why did Ahmed Johnson need this belt? He wasn't good in the ring. He didn't need it to solidify himself as a good in-ring performer. Ahmed Johnson was just overrated in the ring. He was just bad. So yeah, that's all I have to say about that piece of garbage that was Ahmed Johnson. Number 5. Now we're in the top 5, the Danger Zone, the oh my god, OMG, top 5 OMG worst Intercontinental Champions of all time. What is that? Is that a vagina or a hand? It's a hand. Number 5, Ezekiel Jackson. Number 4. Moving on. Number 4, worst Intercontinental Champion of all times, as Santino would say, the fuckface. Number 5, Ken Shamrock. No, wait, number 4. We're on number 4 now. Yeah, number 4, Ken Shamrock. Yes, he held the title for 125. What? Really? I did not know he held it for that long. 125 days. That's a good couple months as Intercontinental Champion. Sorry if the chair's squeaking. It's one of those squeaky chairs, but hey, I'm not just gonna sit here and stay still. Ken Shamrock, forgettable. I mean, obviously, I was only 2 at the time. Let me fix that. I was only 2 at the time, so I cannot really tell you how good of a reign this really was. But obviously, if he only held it for that long, or if he, like, it's just forgettable. Just one of those forgettable guys. So yeah, that's it for number 4. Now we're in the top 3 Danger Zone. Number 3, face, or dry. I took German this year, so dry. Number 3 worst. I'm gonna say the Mountie. 2-day reign. Enough said. Number 2. Now we're in the top 2. There's down to 2 horrible Intercontinental Champions. Number 2 was someone you may all know. He is referred to a lot these days when it comes to tag teams. This man, I don't know if he's even alive today. Is this man even alive? That's Marty Jannetty. Held the title for 20 days in 1993 after beating Shawn Michaels in what apparently was the match of the year in 1993. Again, transitional champion if it only took him 20 days to lose it. Just horrible, awful, god-awful. I never liked Marty Jannetty. There's a reason they made Shawn Michaels the Shawn Michaels, and they made Marty Jannetty the Marty Jannetty. That's all I really got to say about that. Horrible, horrible, horrible. And then we come down to number 1. The worst Intercontinental Champion of all time. The worst Intercontinental Champion of all time is JBL. JBL, horrible. I love JBL as a character. I love his in-ring work. Horrible with that belt. He did not fit him at all. It was just something to do for him so he could wrestle at his last WrestleMania against Rey Mysterio. Lost it in 21 seconds. I've actually timed it just to see. Horrible Intercontinental Champion. That's why I think of his reign. I mean, horrible. And now on to the honorable mentions of horrible Intercontinental Champions. Alright, so I've listed my top 10. Obviously terrible champions. Makes me want to throw up that they even got a reign. Honorable mentions. Dean Douglas. Didn't even hold it for 40. He didn't even hold it for 10 minutes. Not even holding it. He didn't hold it for even 5 minutes. He was just. I don't even know why they gave him the belt, just to get him over as a heel. Nice. I have 3 honorable mentions. My second honorable mention is The Big Show. We all more recent of a horrible Intercontinental Champion. Don't see what they just gave him a WrestleMania moment. That was it. We all know the story behind that. Only reason he got that title was to have a WrestleMania moment. Makes me sick that he beat Cody Rhodes, a star as good as Cody Rhodes, at WrestleMania when Cody could have shined, and just to have Cody win it back at the next pay-per-view 28 days later is kind of bullshit in my opinion for a star the caliber that Cody Rhodes is. Disappointed with that decision, but again, I'm not a ranter because no one's here my bitching and moaning and bitching and moaning and bitching and bitching and bitching and whining and crying and bitching and moaning over something I can't control that a multi-billion-dollar company like WWE has the power to do. If they think it's the right decision, go with it then. Go with what you believe in. But Big Show, I don't know. No, not a fan. And my third worst Intercontinental Champion. You ready for this? Shawn Michaels. No, I'm just kidding with it. Ha, you guys, I got you guys. It's really the Ultimate Warrior. Most overrated guy of all time. This guy could just, if you look up his promos, oh my god. The guy was orgasming at WrestleMania 6 during his promo about Hulk Hogan, talking about spaceships and shit. Don't know why he's champion. It's just, like, I'm sorry, sometimes I feel a retarded chimpanzee can book better champion, or can make better stars than WWE does. But you know, Ultimate Warrior, obviously that was the era of the muscle men. What do you do? Like that, again, not my choice. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Those are my worst and honorable mentions of horrible Intercontinental Champions. Check out my other video I uploaded. It's my collectibles. You get to see a rare collectible in there. Yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. So like, comment, subscribe, yada yada yada, and I want all of you, all you great Wrestling Wizards viewers, all of you great Wrestling Wizards viewers, have a very nice and whizzy day.